So today we talking about everything is an audition.
Yes. What does that mean? That means when you're not even thinking about auditioning.
Well, there goes the post.
You're being observed. You are being seen. You are being heard. Your presence or the lack thereof, your intentionality, the way that you treat the people on the gig, everything is an audition, because you never know who is a part of one situation that can be a door to your next opportunity.
Yeah. So somebody just said only one Anissa says sing like you are performing for a job. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Real quick and keep. So with that being said, like my husband is saying, everything is audition is with this particular supporting vocalist tip is more so about before the stage. It's more so about before you perform. In rehearsal, you coming up so prepared. If they ask you to do something outside of what you had planned on preparing for, you also have the capacity to do that because you're so prepared. You now don't have to be worried or anxious or frustrated about, oh my God, I still need more time for myself. You can come prepared, and then you can also do what's needed. You know how to serve beyond the position.
As it relates to working with RAII Whitney for the iHeartRadio Living Black, the reason why that opportunity was we were allowed to be a part of the opportunity is because of our work on the Soul Train Awards last year.
Thank you. Help me bring it
and
back.
So we were on the Soul Train Awards, and we were part of the house band. And for those of you who don't know, a part of the house band means there's a one band for the entire show, and each artist gets backed up by that band, right? So we learned songs for Ashanti, we learned songs for Maxwell, we learned songs for Lucky Day, we learned Summer Walker, Ari Lennox, Leon Bridges. We even did stuff with the intro with Tashina and Tisha Campbell. And so with that, we have the responsibility to support each artist as if they're our only and main artist, right? Because they're coming on the show. From our perspective, our experience, when we are the main artist and there's a house band, we are not always comfortable because you don't know how much intentionality or time the band spends on learning your music, learning your arrangements, right? The background singers, even if they're really talented, did they really hone in on the sound, right? From tip one, did they really give your music the care that it needs for you to feel comfortable?
So pause there, okay?
We about to give 17 tips again in this one?
No, okay. I'm just saying that's been a huge frustration of ours. As artists, being a part of a show, an open mic, a showcase, anything in any city where there is a house band for multiple artists, and we're one of those artists. We come in, maybe each artist, usually they give an artist, maybe 2 songs or 15 minutes to perform. So sometimes that's 3 separate songs, that's 2 songs, or maybe it's a medley of songs, of an arrangement. And the band and the singers, because they have so much music, or because they're familiar with the music, they don't pay attention to hone in to each artist, to make each artist feel supported, feel secure, like they care about their section of the show. They just want to, most of the time, most of our experience, it has not been that. And the band and the singer, they get so used to, well, since I'm familiar with it, we just gonna vibe out. It's just gonna be fun. We just gonna have fun. Don't take nothing too serious. We really got to change that whole mindset of like, let's not take stuff too serious. No, you need to take seriously how you serve the people. That's what needs to be taken seriously. You need to take serious. You need to care, and you need to understand that is important. How am I going to show up and serve them? Because if I show up and serve each artist, even if I'm familiar with it, really listening to the stuff that they emailed us, like even though, okay, they gave me 3 songs I played like 3 years ago, I'm familiar with it. No, if they gave you 3 songs and it's a specific way in how they gave it to you, like they have a new arrangement, they're matching it up with a different beat, it's in a different key, it's in a different tempo, it is very important to serve those artists, because if those supporting vocalists and the band did it so well per artist, you just auditioned for an opportunity that could land you with a major artist. So a lot of times when we do showcases at open mics and stuff, we're always seeing who's going to really pay attention to what we emailed them. Because if these singers really learn my background vocals the way I think they should, I can tell if people just listen to it while they was in the shower, or listen to the music while they was in the car, or on the way to the performance, and did not sit down and really take notes and how to support us. Then I'm like, okay, they literally just prevented themselves from an opportunity. Because we're always thinking like, how can we add to this? We always want to pour back into and disciple new supporting vocalists and help them out. But when you already show up not learning 2 songs for one person, you can't do Soul Train Awards. Yeah. You can't do NBA All-Star. You can't. Now you could. Now I'm not saying you can't, that you don't have the ability to, but your actions and your work ethic has shown me that you can't be trusted to serve in this bigger capacity and get paid more money doing what you love to do, because you're already too comfortable and okay with not showing up 100% for these artists that may not seem, maybe they aren't celebrities yet, or they're not famous yet, or because you don't think they can add to your career, or you don't look at them as the connect. You don't look at, well, I'm not at a networking event, I'm just doing a job, I'm not even really getting paid a lot, so we just gonna vibe out. No, those are the opportunities where you show up and you sing like you're getting paid what you wanted,
what you think you deserve.
That you think you deserve. You sing like you on tour. You sing like you singing background for that artist that you've always dreamt of singing background for, with the unknown people. You don't wait to networking events to try to impress people. You show up because it's an identity thing. You show up and be excellent because it's who you are, and you want to be consistent in being that, whether it's a free open mic, a showcase, church, an award show, jazz festival, whatever it is, you show up being consistent.
So now if I see people saying serve with integrity, you can't microwave it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, Steven.
Yes. What else, Swole?
Phil, what's going on? Phil said he's also an artist, a musician. He said, facts, skip the vibe and learn the record. Because here's the thing. If you learn the record, and you learn it well, you open up yourself to a space where you and the artist can vibe. If the artist does not feel comfortable with the standard, regular version of what they sent you to learn, they're not going to feel comfortable to vibe. And so the whole, as dope as you might be as a vibe musician or as a vibe singer,
right?
If the artist comes in and you don't have their backgrounds from the record the way they want, or the backgrounds that they sent you,
right,
or you're not able to work on details because you don't have the basics of their backgrounds,
right,
they're not going to feel comfortable to vibe.
Right.
And so that greatness that you might be able to really, showcase your skills in a vibe situation,
right,
will not ever be seen or heard. As a matter of fact, there have been times when we've said, we've been a part of showcases. They say they had a house band. We're like, all right. We send very thorough emails. We get to the sound, to the rehearsal, and we realize they did not learn the stuff, and we use our tracks instead.
Yeah. So during the sound check, we're going through it and we're realizing the drummer doesn't know the sequence, or the singer doesn't realize, oh, the chorus is only once instead of twice, because they didn't listen to what we sent them. They just assume, well, I'm familiar with this song, I can just go to YouTube and just listen to this. Like, no, the arrangements we sent you because this is how we've been performing it. And as a supporting vocalist, when you are supporting, reason why we say supporting vocalist and not background singer is because you are there to support them. Sure. You're there to support the principal artist. They need to feel supported. When they feel supported, then they are free to fully be the artist that they can be. And then maybe it'll get to a jam moment where it's freestyle because you learn the sequence, you learn the foundation of it. Now they feel secure, they feel supported. So it's like, yo, now give it to the band. I'm gonna let them vibe out, let them go crazy, do your thing. Like, sometimes I feel like a lot of singers get so wrapped up in losing themselves. They don't want to serve 100% the way that they could because they're like, oh, I feel like I don't sound like me. I can't be myself. I'm sounding like them. I need to be. Yeah, we're so self-conscious that we don't realize being able to vocal act, manipulate, and hone in on the sound and the style of what's happening is servanthood. It does not take away your identity. It does not take away who you are. It does not marginalize or minimize you as an artist. But what it does is actually adds to the repertoire, to what you can actually do with your voice when you want to do your solo thing. But Absolutely. As a supporting vocalist, you should be serving the principal artist as well as the musical director, as well as the audience in the experience. Because the way that a supporting vocalist show up, when you show up 100% prepared and ready, understanding that you're there to serve, that affects the artist, how they are
Rasul,
performing.
love you, brother.
It affects the musical director and
Anthony,
knowing
love you too.
the musical director and knowing if they can trust you and call you back for another gig. It also affects the audience and the experience that the audience is getting, because if the lead singer is second guessing doing some ad libs or second guessing anything.
My wife used to sing all the parts because she couldn't necessarily always trust that the backgrounds, the supporting vocalists would sing the parts that she needs to make her part make sense. So she's up there overworking, and so many artists do that.
They're overworking and over-singing.
At the end of the day, if an artist's performance is not as great as it could be, no, most people are not going to be like, those supporting vocalists weren't doing right. They're going to look at her or him and say, they bombed.
That was bad. That was a bad performance.
Not realizing that they were trying to overcompensate for people who didn't necessarily fully come prepared to serve and support them in their role.
Yes.
And so specifically with this Ari Lennox opportunity, for the Soul Train Awards, it was her turn to come in to rehearse, and we treated her as if she was the only artist we were working with that day.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
For me, clearly, we're singing pressure, right? I don't have a female's voice. So it's not my responsibility to make the sound for the supporting vocalist. My responsibility was to blend with Whitney. Her sound was the forward sound, and I was just adding a layer of texture. That's throughout the entire song. And so I think during the Soul Train rehearsals, we were attentive. We listened to her backgrounds. We learned and interpreted what we thought was appropriate for two singers to support her well. And when she was asking questions or when she was, going through things, we were attentive to her needs. Fast forward.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't fast forward it. You finna go to
the show.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So the other thing about that is, even in rehearsal, we're for everybody that's coming in, we're talking about everything is an audition. How you show up before you perform, before the actual show, before the actual event. How you do what you do is an audition, right? So my husband just talked about how my singing with Ari Lennox, singing Pressure, I was a more forward sound, and he was doing what he needed. He didn't feel less of RAII because he was fully RAII, and knowing that this is who RAII needs to be in this particular setting. Sure. And again, when she was asking questions, because we were so secure in our part, we could be attentive. That's another thing. When you're prepared, you have the capacity to be attentive in serving fully. Right. And then the other thing is, we, while we were running, so before the artist even comes in, we're running it with the band, the musical director, they got the, they're doing the arrangements, they're creating everything. So we're sitting down, we're taking our notes, we're customizing our notes, we're like editing things on our phone and making sure we have it. Once that artist comes in there and they're ready to run the song from top to bottom, we're standing up. Yeah. We're performing it like it's Soul Train Awards from the very first performance, because the artist needs to fully feel the energy of what it's going to potentially be like for a show in order for them to know what they have the capacity to do. Yeah. So when you show up performing, as soon as that song came on, it's we already in it, like like all the cameras are on us, all the lights are on us, like it's showtime. So now she's able to sit and look like, okay, the band is fully playing, the singers are performing. Okay, now I can fully concentrate on me. I can concentrate on how I'm going to engage with the audience, how I'm going to do this ad lib. I know there's going to be other things that's going to happen the day of the show, but when you come fully prepared, they're able to be exactly who they need to be. Now, the other thing is, her and Summer Walker did a song together. Right. So in that rehearsal, we also were attentive to their needs. Adam Blackstone, the musical director of the Soul Train Awards of BBE, shout out, Basic Black Entertainment. He was like, they were trying to figure out how they were going to end the song together. So we have the arrangement of the music, but they were singing with each other, and they realized once they were ad-libbing, it didn't flow as well as it could have, because it's rehearsal. They're trying to, figure it out. They're creating in the moment. Adam was like, Whit, go help out, give them a moment. So on the spot, I create how Ari Lennox and Summer Walker can end their duet together. So I come from the background mic and I go up to them and I'm like, so this is how we can end. So if you're starting here and you're starting here, we can do this on a harmony, and I'll be the third part harmony for you guys, and we can end like this. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. Let's try that. So I'm still standing there. The band goes back to that particular part. They play it through. Summer Walker does her part, RAII Lennox does her part, and I have my mic, and I'm singing, and I'm like, is that right? Is that how we? I was like, yep. And I was like, actually tweak this part, maybe let's go up here, all the way up there, so that the harmony is what it needs to be. They're like, okay. And RAI's like, thank you so much. Oh my God, you sound so beautiful. And Summer was like, thank you. We really appreciate your help. In that moment, that was an audition. When you are, I'm going to keep saying a lot of stuff over and over again, because we've got to reiterate the supporting vocalist culture. When you show up prepared, you have the capacity to do more than what you expect to be. You have the capacity to do more than just sing background. You are able to arrange in the moment, create in the moment, make sure that that artist feels comfortable. You can be attentive because you have the capacity to be attentive because you are prepared. And in that attentiveness, us being attentive to them made them feel so comfortable that they were like, I need this again. I need that again. And not only was it a servant to her and to RAII Lennox and Summer Walker, but it was also serving the musical director. Because in that moment, the musical director is focused on the band. He's like, all right, they need a singing part. Go. Create something for them real quick. Band, let's go back to this measure. We're going to play it. She going to work it out. So the fact that I was able to increase the sufficiency of the rehearsal. If I was so self-conscious, if I didn't feel worthy in being in there, and I showed up being super insecure, super just, I gotta, keep my head down, and I'm just so grateful to be here. Y'all just do whatever y'all want us to do, instead of coming confidently like, I'm ready, what do you need? Because that's not arrogance, that's not pride, that's coming in excellence and boldness and knowing who you are. So this is also an identity part of supporting vocalists, that you have to show up even in your body language and your countenance, how you do that. When you do that, people know, oh, I can count on them because they're not cowering away. Their body language is letting me know, whatever you need, I'm here for you. In this moment, I'm here to support and serve you. So serving the musical director, because now he knows I can call them back for almost any opportunity that I have, because if I need them to do something outside of their quote unquote job description, because they show up and they don't just say, I'm a background singer, I just sing in the background. They come up with this supporting vocalist mindset. I can hire them for gigs over and over and over again, because they gonna make me look good in front of the artist, which means the artist is gonna want me to be a musical director for their tour, for their award shows, for their TV shows, and even
more than that, like the Soul Train Awards was the main client. Let's not get it twisted. Soul Train Awards 2021 was the main client. They had the house band to support the artist, right?
Right.
So not only did we help with RAII Lennox and Summer Walker, also helped with the musical director Adam Blackstone.
We're serving
Soul Train Awards. We were making the rehearsal more efficient, right? And you don't look at it like that if you're just coming in to sing your part.
Yes.
You don't see how valuable you can truly be.
Yes.
We didn't know that moment was going to happen.
Right.
But the fact that we were prepared for it allows us to realize that the extra mile, the extra intentionality that you put in, it's valuable.
So now Soul Train Awards will potentially, hopefully, because this is not Adam's first time doing the Soul Train Awards, but the more he hires people that come with a servanthood and comes with excellence and is confident and ready, they can trust him to be the MD again. He can trust us to be supporting vocalists again with any genre, with any artist, because we're gonna come and serve the way. We're gonna come and show up and serve and blaze.
There's so many tips that we're gonna share from the Soul Train Awards experience, but that was definitely one of them that bridged us to now, months later, getting a call saying RAII Lennox is doing something. She requested you to. RAII Lennox hit up a contact hit us up. They said RAII Lennox want to work with y'all again. She has this event coming up. Are you available? Yada yada yada. We were like, all right, this is amazing. This means that she really did feel the intentionality that we gave when we were working with her, even for that small moment of time. And so we got the opportunity to work with her again for the iHeartRadio Living Black. And this was now her as the primary artist for real. Right? So we were able to truly focus on her. We sung 2 songs with her, and we were able to have a rehearsal prior to the taping with her and really hone in on how we could make this song come to life with just 2 supporting vocalists with her. The other piece about it is the performance was actually a performance and a video shoot.
Right.
So we were singing live, and then we were miming to our live singing voices for some of the shots to get the extra B-roll footage. This also brings into the point of supporting vocalists versus background singing, because we were not just in the background. Similar to Earth, Wind, and Fire for the NBA All-Star Halftime Show, we were right next to her, right with her, a part of the moment, right? And so a lot of times you think background singer, you think, I'm not going to be seen, you're going to see the snaps, you're going to see the silhouettes in the back. It's more than that. When you have the mindset of, I'm here to support this entire situation. So the client was Ari Lennox, but also it was iHeartRadio Living Black. Because we were getting compliments from the team that was filming, that was recording it. You know? And again, that was an audition.
They saw how we supported her. They saw the difference in the confidence and the camaraderie, the harmony, the unity that we all had, and in her performance because of how we showed up and supported her.
Yeah.
Now, I want to address that.
So I saw someone say, did you get paid for the extra?
Hope you got paid for the extra work.
Here's the thing. The thing about that is, sometimes you realize that you have to invest. You have to make an investment. We were getting paid through Soul Train. Our job was to support. That's how serious we take it. From doing that and not necessarily getting an extra fee because of what we did, we ended up getting a whole entire another gig. So the payment comes in the other opportunities that come as you show up.
Exactly. So this is what we're trying to teach you guys. Being a supporting vocalist is about the professionalism. It's about the culture and how you do what you do, not just the parts that you sing. And a lot of times singers and musicians halfway show up because they're like, oh, they not paying me enough, or I'm not getting this, so I'm only going to do this. When you have that mindset of showing up, marginalizing who you are, shrinking who you are, and halfway showing up, you only harm yourself. We didn't say, no, we're not going to help Summer Walker and Ari Lennox because y'all need to give me an extra $100 or extra $500 or extra whatever, dollars. No, this is how we show up because we come in to serve as supporting vocalists. We're not just background singers. We are supporting vocalists that sing background, and how we show up affects the sufficiency of the rehearsal. It affects the clients, the musical directors, the creative directors, the television shows. And again, like my husband said, we got paid by getting called for another event. When you show up and you go the extra mile, stop thinking I have to get paid to go the extra mile, because no, this is an identity thing. If you feel like you're only gonna be great because you think you're going to get paid to be great, then that just, it really shows how you feel about yourself. No, you got to come up and show and be great because that's who you are. And you get paid with being preferred. And this is like the real core of like being a supporting vocalist versus having that mindset of being a background singer. Because what we're doing, our skills and the servanthood and the excellence is what separates us from certain singers that get gigs because they're available versus singers that get gigs because they're preferred. That's what you're getting paid, is by being at the top of the list of the people that have the power to hire you for major opportunities. When you choose to show up and only give so much because, well, it's like, this is my first time, I ain't got to do too much, or this is just rehearsal, or this is just sound check, so I'm not really getting paid what I really want to get paid, and I'm not doing this for, I'm not a full-time BGV, so right now I'm just going to do that. When you do that, you are limiting the opportunity to become preferred versus available.
Now, don't get us wrong. We're not saying be misused.
Not
We're
at all.
not saying be overworked and underpaid and undervalued. We're not saying that at all. Because there are times when you have to make a decision as it relates to what are you worth, what is the compensation that you're willing to accept.
Yes.
But showing up in the room in the times that you are needed, that's a matter of identity. That's not a matter of compensation. And so you'll learn how to navigate, okay, am I being taken advantage of? Or is this an opportunity for me to show additional value? And that differentiation is what we've learned over the years But it also gives us the clear mindset of how are we going to show up for this situation. Because again, Soul Train Awards, the producers, you don't know what other award shows they're working on.
Exactly.
Right? Even the members of the house band. I saw somebody say, I didn't know that award shows use house bands. Sometimes they do.
Yes.
Sometimes you have artists who bring their own bands, but sometimes award shows have one single house band.
Most of the time,
that allows them, all the artists, to be supported by that one band. And the house band can generally change sometimes with the players. But these players, being at the top of their fields, also have access to other opportunities, other gigs, right? So you got a bass player or a guitar player or a keyboardist that is in the rehearsal, seeing how you show up as an SPV, understanding the value that you add to this situation, being able to literally quantify and compare what they've experienced with other singers in other environments, realizing there's something a little bit unique, special, and different about these two or these singers. I want to work with them. I'm going to see if they're available to work with me on this project.
Or I can trust them to work with this artist that I'm working with. Because a lot of the band members also, some of them, so Adam Blackstone is like one of the biggest musical directors in the industry right now. But even the bass player, the guitar player, the piano player, some of them are musical directors for other artists.
Yeah.
So if you're showing up, doing that extra, not trying to say, I hope I get paid extra if I do this, but I'm doing this because this is who I am and this is how I have to show up consistently, then they have the opportunity to say, okay, the way that they just supported RAII and Summer Walker with this other artist that I have, I want to bring them on because if Adam can trust them to be in this situation, if Soul Train Awards can trust them to be in this situation, if RAII is and Summer Walker are trusting them and they made them feel comfortable, that I can trust them with the artists that I work with too. And that has also happened. Yeah. We haven't posted specifically about that. We posted about RAII specifically because that's what we just did. Yeah. But it's the same thing that happened with Common. We started working with the rapper Common because the musical director for Common was a DJ for Alicia Keys when we were working with Alicia Keys, and he brought us on with Common because he saw how we supported her, and we pretty much just got the job without even auditioning because the audition was how we showed up in rehearsal for Alicia.
So I want y'all to type one more time in the comments.
Everything is an audition.
Even the way that you respond to emails, y'all. Let me tell you this. I mean, clearly the way the world is, and it has been for the last 2 years, a lot of things have been more virtual, right?
Yeah.
Beyond that, though, if you were working with, let's say, the Soul Train Awards or the iHeartRadio Living Black television show, there's a lot of details that come through email. It's not just enough for you to get the email, read it, and have the information for yourself. Protocol is actually to respond and say receive.
Y'all.
It seems like that. Well, duh, I know that. You'd be surprised the lack of what's the word I'm looking for? People don't always do what you think is common sense. So protocol would be receive, thank you. If they're asking, a lot of times people ask, can you send us outfit choices, or you're getting paperwork filled out. You have to be honored in that regard too. So it's not just even about the creative aspect of showing up. It's about the administrative part as well. If you don't have a business manager or an assistant that's going to be handling all the paperwork and talking back and forth to the talent union agents and the people who are responsible for paying you, that's also something that you have to be on it about. And you have to be specific. If they ask you to send back passport plus this, plus date of birth, plus this, plus that, they're not saying, they mean that. They want you to send back what they ask you for. So the excellence, the going the extra mile, the being thorough, it's applicable in the performance realm as well as in the administrative realm. And again, that's a part of identity.
Someone said y'all are born servants. Some people have to learn it.
It's maybe true that we're born servants. However, that servanthood has been developed and evolved and matured. Exactly. Right? And exactly. So I think to a degree, everybody is born with a servant capacity. Exactly. A lot of people choose to turn it off.
Exactly. And that's the points that we're making, how some supporting vocalists, when there's a showcase and people are learning multiple songs for different artists, how they barely show up and learn stuff because it's like, well, I'm just familiar with it, so we'll get it, we'll have a jam session. No, you know how to serve, or it's in you to serve, you have the capacity to serve, but you're turning it off and you're choosing not to because you don't feel like this is your real job. This ain't what you really want to be doing anyway.
And the other part is you feel you might be skeptical of your own ability. So you're
that's
like,
a huge thing.
Maybe if I don't try and I just do the basics, I can't fail. Like if I really try and I'm still not exactly what they want, failure. That might be worse for me to handle. That I put effort towards it and it still didn't work. But if I don't try as much, I can just wing it. If they don't like it, it's fine. Whatever. Listen. I think that it's an identity thing as well. Kendall, what's up, man? Love you.
I think we're all born with the capacity to serve, Anita. We're all born with the capacity to serve. Some of us just turn it off based on different traumas and things, like my husband was saying. Sometimes people turn it off because they don't think they're getting paid enough. They don't feel like it's their dream job anyway, so they choose not to show up the way they should. Or sometimes people are fearful of actually putting intentionality into it, and then the artist, not liking what they do, so they play it super safe and they choose not to fully come bold and be okay, and trust that if the artist disagrees with you, that does not mean you're wrong and you're bad. Like, people connect their identity so much in what they do. You have to be able to separate it. Like, this is who I am. I've made a decision that they disagree with, but that does not mean I'm bad. That does not mean I'm wrong. That does not mean I'm a failure. It just means now I have learned what this artist prefers. So now I can modify how I show up and serve that artist. Yes. So what this is, like, you guys, like, some people just got to learn it. This is a part of why we're doing these lives, because we understand there are a lot of supporting vocalists out there that are dealing with the spirit of performance. They're trying to prove so hard that they're not even paying attention to the details, because they're just trying to, I hope they like me. I hope they want what I hope I get this gig. I hope, instead of, let me just take my time. How are they doing this? How can I best serve them? Instead of, how do I need to audition for them? The audition is how you prepare and serve. You don't have to try to perform and prove. And then the other thing again, or I don't know if I'm good enough, like, I don't know if I should be here. Oh my God, I'm singing background for such and such. Like, I'm a huge fan. So even that, you can be a huge fan, but you still need to show up and serve with excellence. Don't be such a huge fan where you cower and you're just like, I'm just so in shock. I can't believe I'm singing background for these people, that you're just like, oh my God, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up, so I'm not going to do anything. No.
One of the more impressing things is if you come fully doing what you prepared to do, and the artist says, let's change that, and you're able to be flexible and change that. So coming prepared, giving your all, and the artist wants to change, that is okay. Yes. Show them how flexible you are.
Yes.
Show them, oh, okay, I got you. I prepared it this way. You say you want it this way. Oh, got it. This is what you're talking about. This is what you would prefer. And again, you're still serving.
So when you don't understand, and this is getting too deep.
I'm about to cut you off.
Like, when you don't understand who you are, like, this is why we're trying to really teach supporting vocalists versus background, because this is an identity thing. It's a culture. It is a mindset and how you show up. When you are not aware of how you should show up, you already make decisions that are going to hinder you from future opportunities.
From flourishing, for sure.
From flourishing and future opportunities. You hinder how you serve if you don't come with that mindset.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
you
ma'am.
Already, yes, sir.
I'm looking at these comments.
Right, yeah.
Anchored yet fluid. Yes, Kendall.
Yes. You got to be anchored yet fluid. That's perfect.
Hey,
because
Jessie.
you come learning, knowing the material. You know how many times Adam has told us to change something, or an artist has said they didn't like something or they wanted something different. You can't be so wrapped up in trying to prove, like, you got to heal. You got to pursue wholeness and healing. Because if you get into this world, like, some people are so excited about, oh, I want to do this for a living. I would love to do this TV show. I would love to do that. Oh my God, some of the same people getting the gigs. Why can't they choose me? You know, one reason why you don't have the gig is because you come sometimes feeling like, if somebody tells me I did something wrong, I'm immediately going into depression for a week.
And that happens because there's undealt with things.
There's undealt with things. And so now that has messed up your entire mood for the rest of the rehearsal, because they said one thing, you prepped so hard and your expectation wasn't met from them, because your expectation was, they told me to do my homework. I did my homework. I did my best, and they don't like what I felt my best was. Mm-hmm. So now you are in rehearsal.
Now you can't give your best.
Now you can't give your best. And now you're choosing not to support. Now you're choosing not to show up in excellence. So now the artist and the musical director and the sound people, everybody is feeling your energy because you're wearing your emotions on your sleeve because you have not dealt with what's really going on with you. And now you're blaming them for making you feel less than. Now you feel like you're in a situation that you can't shine and you feel stifled and they don't appreciate what you bring to the table. No, as a servant.
Or you not, so you get triggered because your parents used to say that. You get triggered because a teacher used to make you feel this way. Yeah. And so now all these feelings that you haven't dealt with are coming up.
Right, because now you got this gig to try to escape all those things. It's like now I'm gigging, I'm booked. So everybody that told me I couldn't do it, or everybody that said that I wasn't good enough, or everybody, my parents, anybody that spoke against me and felt like I couldn't do it or whatever, now I'm booked and I'm booked and I'm busy. So now you're trying to use this booked and busy to prove to these people that spoke negatively about you. But now you're in this rehearsal, and even these A-list artists and these musical directors and all of these this elite opportunity is triggering all those things because you felt like you were just moving forward. Forget about the past. I'm just moving forward, and you chose not to deal with it. So now it's all manifesting and multiplying and being revealed in your dream job. You got your dream job, and now your dream opportunity.
The opportunity that's the door to the next opportunity, and you can't fully take it. Okay? Mm-hmm. And what we don't want is that to be your reality.
It doesn't have to be. Passion, as you can see, is for y'all, for the people, for the heart of the people. How you view yourself, how you perceive yourself. How you perceive yourself affects the decisions you make and how you show up, and then it affects how you serve others.
For sure.
We want y'all to be free, whole, understanding, being excellent consistently in all that you do, so that God can continue to enlarge your territory because you are trusted to serve the people in your unique gift that you have. Whatever that is.
What is the offering basket feel?
Seriously, y'all.
Tell me we're going to write a book, podcast. This can be applied to several fields. Absolutely. We apply this to our lives.
We apply this to our lives. And we were focusing it in on, thank you so much. We're focusing it in on the supporting vocalists because that's what we've been doing for over 14 years. And we really feel pulled to the singers that are really fearful and tormented and frustrated about where they are in life. They feel like there's much more to them than what they're doing. They want more. They know they can give more. They're wanting to know, how can I get into this industry? How can I be great in this industry? How can I flourish in this industry without losing who I am, there's so many singers. We are excited to be who we didn't have. We didn't have mentors helping us in this industry. We didn't have anybody saying
to help us navigate different emotions. There's so many different layers to the industry beyond the fun, exciting parts of performing on stage. Yes. And so we just posted the Cash App because y'all asked for it. This is what we were intending to do. But I also do understand the notion, the principle of sowing into something that you feel is blessing you. So we'll be obedient. It's at the bottom of the screen.
And sowing is also, if this is something you want to do for a living, this is the benefit in sowing into this. If sowing into the mindset that you would like to have. If there's something within us, the boldness, the clarity, the mindset, the perspective, the excellence, the work ethic, all of that's what you're really sowing into. You're not just giving away money. You're sowing into a mindset, a way, like a lot of people said, this could be talked about through over a lot of different platforms. We're focused on the supporting vocalists, but in all businesses and all life and all gifts and talents and all arenas that you're in, this is beneficial for us. So if you want to sow into being able to show up consistently excellent and knowing how to serve so that you can advance God's version, because that's really what it is. That's why you can talk about this in all the platforms, because this is what he want all his kids to do and everything that we do. I'll put in the chat what the main tip was. I know we talked about a lot. No. I want y'all to put in the chat now, because more people have been joining this thing. So I want all of the people that started with us from the beginning of this chat, y'all put in what that tip was, so everybody that's just now joining understand the foundation of what we've been talking about today.
Edwin,
come on, Anita.
Everything is an audition.
Let's go, Melissa.
Everything is an audition. So
Aisha.
show up. And this is definitely applicable across all the fields.
Yes.
Everything you do, y'all.
Let's go, Kendall.
I'll tell you this much. Before we were singing professionally.
That's right, Anissa.
Before we were singing professionally, and doing this as a career, making a living out of it, for one thing, we did it for free, but we still did it with excellence. But also, we were working as administrative assistants in different ways, or as teachers, as instructors.
That's right,
right?
Marcus.
What do you call it for the summer camp?
I was tutoring.
As tutors.
Yeah.
Still showing up, knowing that our availability and our responsibility was to show up as the greatest version of ourselves in that moment. Whatever that was. It's different than what we are now, thank God. And as it should be for you, you should always be growing and developing.
Yeah.
But wherever you have now to go forward in that fully unapologetically,
right.
There's a balance of boldness and grace that you really can sit in when you are comfortable with your identity.
Yes.
We're going to talk about more about it. We just wanted to get up here and talk our talk.
So if you haven't seen, this is our third live that we've been doing on our supporting vocalist tips. Go back and check out supporting vocalist tip number 2, supporting vocalist tip number 1 on our page. And then our lives, we actually have been posting those on our YouTube channel. So subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Also, if you are a supporting vocalist, or you want to be, or you know someone who is, DM us in IG your email address.
Yes.
Because we are on a mission to learn how we can better serve you guys.
Yes.
How we can be for you all who we didn't have, and not just based on what we didn't have, but based on what you need.
Yes. And some of you, thank you to all the ones that are on here now that have DM'd us your email, and we've sent you the surveys. We have been reading your responses.
Yes.
Some of y'all are so thorough. Y'all are giving us your full frustration. We really appreciate, and I say that with all gratitude, because we really want you guys to take this opportunity to really share your frustration. What's going on? We are literally opening up an opportunity for you to communicate with us how we can better serve you. We know there are a lot of frustrations and things going on with people in this industry. The supporting vocalist sector of the industry is a major part of the industry that's not as cultivated as it could be. It's not as nurtured as it could be. And we are opening up our arms, our ears, our time for you to DM us on Instagram, our Instagram page only, your email, so that we can send you a 4-question survey and you can send your response. We're going to be reading through the responses, and in the days to come, we will be, sharing more with you guys, because we do want to get more insight in how we can serve you.
For sure. What's up next for us? Ooh. So, I guess we can share it with you guys. We have new music coming out. How about that?
So y'all stay tuned to our posts. Go back and watch supporting vocalist tip number 1, number 2, and number 3. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Again, if you are supporting vocalist, if you desire to be a supporting vocalist, if you are if you sing a part of a wedding band and you want to be in the industry doing award shows, television shows, and tours, if you lead worship and you want to be in the industry doing television shows, awards, and tours,
or if you sing background
for the worship team and you want to be a supporting vocalist in this industry, and you send us your email.
DM it to us.
To our DM us your email to the RAII Whitney page, our IG page only, and we're going to send you a 4-question survey. Do not skimp on your answer. Really share Just answer the questions and really just let it rip. We are giving you an opportunity to give us more intel and how we can best serve you guys. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. DM us your email. Look back at those supporting vocalist tips. And comment and comment on Instagram. Let us know how y'all feeling about the tips. And comment on YouTube too. Let us know how y'all feeling about the tips and the lives, okay? All right. Love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for the condolences. Love you guys.
Yes.
Have a blessed week and a blessed weekend.